bem-vindos novamente ao Undergrounds Voice ao vivo. Hoje tenho o prazer de receber alguém que dispensa apresentações, Dirk, baterista dos Megadeth. Man, thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor for me to meet you, to talk to you a little bit. I'm a huge fan of Megadeth. I'm a huge fan of your work as well. So it's a huge honor for me. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. So how does it feel to be back in Portugal, and what can you expect about tonight's show?
It always feels great to be in Portugal. I remember coming here with Scarf, my first band. We played at EVIL LIVÍn Festival many years ago, and we drove all the way from France, like 2 days driving to go here, and then play the show, and then 2 days driving back. So it was very long travel, but it was super fun, and so I've always had great memories of playing in your country. And so, of course, now being back with Megadeth, playing here at EVIL LIVÍ, it's going to be great for sure. And yeah, you can expect a killer show. We've been adding a lot of different songs to our set list, trying to keep things fun and interesting for ourselves and for the people watching. So it's going to be epic.
So how does a young fan of a legendary band like Megadeth become one of them years later, like it's your case?
Yeah, you know, I guess just really hard work and perseverance. I always tell my students, you know, or people who ask this question, like, you just have to basically follow your heart, follow your passion, and don't give up. You know, I've had times where things weren't easy, and, you know, like we all do, and sometimes you consider, well, maybe I should do something else, but the music was always so strong for me, and eventually good things happen, you know. So of course I didn't expect to end up here in Megadeth, because sometimes you don't know what the path is going to be, but exactly, it's a great place, you know. Yeah, I think the perseverance always pays off, you know. Just find out a way to make it work, you know.
You joined the band in 2016 after 2 releases that, in my opinion, was had kind of mixed reactions, 13 and Super Collider. And then the last 2 albums are a return to the good shape of the band, in my opinion. Do you agree with that? Does it make sense?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been a reinvigoration, the energy, you know, with Dystopia, and then of course with the Dying and the Dead as well. It's a bit more reminiscent of the earlier days of Megadeth, you know, and I think that was the idea as well, making those records. Of course, I came in after Dystopia was already released. Yeah. But that's what I understand, you know, and I know with the Dying and the Dead, we very much wanted to have all of Megadeth's sound, not just the current years, but also go back to Killing Is My Business. He sells, you know, Rust in Peace, of course, So Far So Good. So what kind of have those elements in there? And the fans are loving it. You know, we're loving it. We're loving playing these songs.
It would be my next question, as you can see, because I think this album is the perfect mix of these new days of Megadeth, like a more heavy metal or traditional heavy metal, mixed with some old school thrash metal, and it's awesome. I really love the album.
Yeah, I think Dave has such a unique vision as a writer, you know, and also as a player as well. So the way he plays guitar riffs and the way he shapes things, it's very unique to him, you know. And I think when he really taps into that and he's free of trying to maybe have a radio hit or, you know, people telling him, oh, you should do this, you should do that, and when Dave himself comes out, this is what you get. You know, you get, like you said, a nice mix of thrash speed metal with heavy metal influences, punk influences, all the stuff that he loves. Bands like Fear and Dead Kennedys, you know, all those elements are in there as well.
And you also had some contributions in the writing process of this album?
Yes, I picked up my guitar and brought some ideas, and some of them ended up on the album. So that was, you know, a big honor for me, and it makes me really feel even more like I'm a part of the band now, you know, as opposed to just playing the drums. Which, of course, just playing the drums, it's already very cool. But
it is.
But it's nice to be a part of the writing process, and Dave is always welcomes that. So.
And since you joined the band, lineup has changed. David and Kiko left the band, and Lorenzo returned and came back to the band.
Yes.
So how is to deal with all these changes?
You know, it's life. You know, things happen. It's difficult being in a band, right? So especially for an amount of time, and it's like any job. You know, oftentimes they say in a band it's kind of like a marriage. You know, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So, and people have things happen in their life, like in Kiko's case, for example, you know, he had family things happening that demanded that he should be there for his family, and we tour a lot, and it just became very difficult for him to really enjoy and be present on tour because the stuff that was happening back at home. So I think, you know, I think we all believe, you know, that he made the right decision because family comes first, of course. You know, his children come first. So, but that's how it is, you know. And luckily we found Teemu, who's an incredible guitar player. Kiko recommended him, and Teemu came, you know, towards the end of Kiko's time in the band. Teemu came and joined along and watched the shows and went over all the details and stuff. And so when we finally started playing with him, he was already, you know, very familiar with how we operate.
Yeah.
And he's been amazing, you know, he's an amazing guitar player, he's a great person to be around, so it's been really nice. And the same with James, you know, James is, of course, he has been in Megadeth for many years before, you know, between 2006 2010, so when James came back, it was very natural as well, and he's an expert, you know, he's been doing this for many years, playing with a lot of different people, so, and a great person as well. I love James a lot.
I see, he looks a great guy.
Yes.
Well, it's 14 years of career, 16 albums, a lot of world tours, thousands of shows. So what's still left to do for a band like Megadeth?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, as long as there's a fire and a desire to keep creating and keep doing this, I think we will do that. And Dave still wants to make more music. You know, he's talking now about going back to the studio, hopefully early next year, maybe. We'll see, you know, at least get together and start working on some ideas.
Yeah.
So we'll see how long it takes us to come up with a number of good songs, but that's the plan. So we have a US tour in August, September, and after that, a couple of shows, but we will mostly start focusing on writing new ideas, you know, so I'll pick up my guitar again.
We hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so. And for you, you already work with a lot of bands, you're now in Megadeth, so what's still left to do for you as an artist?
Man, you know, it's like I said earlier, you know, music is my passion, and it's always going to be, and I'm always listening to music and discovering artists, new ones, old ones. Like recently I've been listening a lot of very old jazz music like Miles Davis and John Coltrane and all those things. At the same time, I listen to a lot of current artists as well, in metal, in electronic music, all kinds of things. So, you know, it really comes down to, if the creativity exists, then you keep working. And I have a lot of ideas always, and a lot of desire to better myself as a drummer as well. So I'm practicing a lot when I'm home, trying to learn new things, you know, sometimes taking lessons. I'm also a teacher as well, so I teach drums too, but I also sometimes still take lessons with people that I look up to, and just kind of feed the flames and just keep making music, you know.
And finally, thank you so much. I can't even say how happy I am to hang out with you a little bit for my little webzine. So thank you so much. Last words for the Portuguese fans.
Thank you for having me. We love you. We're very happy to play here in Lisbon tonight, and I'm sure we'll be back sooner than later. Like the song says, we'll be back.
We'll be back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Megadeth no Undergrounds Voice. Mantenham-os atentos, nós voltamos em breve. Em breve.
Just like